시판에 학생들 우리가 시험을 봐야 되잖아요. 기말고사. 두 문항이고요. 예, 80분 시험. 그리고 시험 시간은 이제 발표될 거예요. 시험 시간에 보는데, 예, 이거 미리 제가 게시하겠어요. 두 문항, 지문항으로 해가지고 쓰는 건데 미리 제가 알려드릴게요. 홈페이지 법과다. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, I expect you will be faithful about my cyber lecture. So, videotape lecture regularly is compiled in the cyber space provided by the university. So, it is your responsibility to attend the class and what they email me to confirm your attendance. So I regularly receive your email. Thank you for your response. And as you see in Blackboard, I now announce the scheduled final exam of this term. And the questions will be open to your availability before you enter the exam room. So warnings from the exam time, and time and place will be announced by the college officially. You will confirm that, and also 1 week before that announcement, I expect you will be given the questions, exam papers, which includes some paragraphs, and also you'll find some short questions. So you will give an answer to the question after reading carefully and structure your assault in any coherent fashion, as you will exercise your hours of or day of study to prepare for the exam and make arguments pertinent to the question, and also your views or opinions can be written, expressed in your own position, and some objective view would also be explored to support your proposition or argument. The kind of response will be performed for 1 hour and 20 minutes. It would not be short. I suppose it will be sufficient to complete your exam questions. So I do not intend any time restraint or time constraint or burden kind of hurry to read through paragraphs in any, and also will be scheduled to write your answer down on the answer sheet. That will be occasional in cases. However, I do not prefer that kind of situation. So I prepare 8 minutes exam. So you will have much time to deliberate and structure your answers, and also write up briefly in response with the questions I posed. Okay, and in this class, I will present some of paragraphs of which what the kind of a basic description about the common law system, basic theory to feature the essence element in the common law theory, and discuss some implications about that. I neglect about preparation. I should have to prepare printouts to cover this class discussion, perhaps available in next week. So I'll get it ready for your review, and I'll make it available in next class, Monday. In this class, you will carefully listen my delivery of lecture and discussion, and could be complemented by follow-up compliments about the printouts and excerpts. So, what is topic? My class is generally based on American law and legal English, authored by Fukuda Moritoshi, and Professor Park Dong-young provides a fairly modest translation, which is great to leading us to kind of a core of a message or implications, and very well structured to actually illuminate the basics of common law. So I find it very helpful to get through the basics of common law. We previously dealt some of earlier parts towards product liability. Let us consider some of part concerning law of contract. In this consideration, you will see 16 parts of paragraphs, very projected to cover what scope of a contract aspect in American legal system. Let us see, for example, contracts in consideration. So on page 225, consideration is something of value requested by the offeror in exchange for a promise to the offerer. It is an inducement to get a person to perform his part of bargain or contract, such as by paying him money. A valid contract requires consideration by both parties. Consideration must be distinguished from a gift, where consideration is provided by only one party. Each party must promise to do something he or she is not obligated to do, or promise to refrain from exercising a legal right. So consideration is a distinct element very important to characterize the common law contract system. And it is a long heritage and deeply embedded in the theory of contract law. Nowadays, this influence generally seems to be diminished, large part, and modern contract law theory would operate to modify its a consequence. In some cases, it just event past history to be waived in many contexts. However, we still see this effect and many theories to be related with basic civil contract law. So, for example, you will know a pre-existing duty law, which will change some a prospect about a picture often anticipated by a party about consideration of others. And in other cases, we'll see some of modern approach about UCC waters and statute of fraud or consideration, a basic chapter. Perhaps you will learn to distinguish the common law contract theory from that of civil law tradition. And the concept was uniformly approached in UCC, for example, but of course it is a commercial code, national commercial code to be applied to commercial transactions. So it is not civil law, but might be changed. And also consideration would in some cases raise the kind of concern. How about gift? The law of gift is universal, as we explored the previous class. And the ways of approach from civil law traditions would not bar any a gift contract. So meeting of mutual mind is sufficient. So no consideration is required. So gift could be created based on the concept agreement by both parties in opposing interests. Often, however, consideration unique in common law or system. Theoretically, any assumption could impede any effect of gift in the legal consequence. So how do you assess that question? So the theory, the reliance of party about the promise made by the opposing party could create a situation that the gift contract could be entered without the due consideration. The kind of common law theory would provide a fair replacement in a justice between parties in creating a gift contract. The gift contract could be also made present in the common law system by the way of that legal operation function. So consideration basically requires some bargain for exchange between the parties. So I sacrifice this in exchange for this. It would fulfill the kind of faith or sincerity required of the party who now intend to enter the contractual relationship. So that would forbid any unbargained or arbitrary entrance into contract relationships. So prudence and some serious deliberation on the contractual effect or the kind of sincerity and faith about assumption of contract and a basic justice between the parties would represent a kind of a requirement expected of a constellation. An uncle told his nephew that he would refrain from drinking, smoking, and gambling until he became 21. He would pay him $8,000. The nephew would fulfill his part of the agreement, having refrained for 6 years, and wrote to his uncle informing him of this fact. When the uncle replied that he had deposited the money in the bank for him, the nephew agreed to his arrangement. 12 years later, the uncle died without having paid any money to his nephew. The nephew presented a claim to the executor of his uncle's estate, who refused to pay. The nephew sued for the $8,000 plus interest, contending that he had fully performed a unilateral contract with his uncle. The executor contended there was no enforceable contract because there was no consideration for uncle's promise. The court found that the contract was enforceable. But forbearance, legal detriment, loss, or responsibility given or undertaken by the promise is sufficient consideration for promise. In this case, the nephew gave up his legal right to smoke, drink, and gamble. This constituted a legal detriment, which was bargained for, and the nephew was entitled to the money promised by his uncle. So, consider various contexts of contractual relationship, for example, sales contract, transfer of technology agreement, and a labor contract. A scope of paradigmatic contract often bears the kind of relationships and legal detriment. So I pay my money for your car, and consider, for example, labor contract, or provide my labor force. The perhaps is necessary to fulfill your businesses or operations of your factory or work. That is effective legal detriment, bargained for any compensation. So the contract, typical contract to be identified with the due